going on. Hey, youth group. If you find this recording, post it on social media. Something here may be important. Alrighty, this is 3rd John. I'm going to be talking about it today. It's the third of John's letters, and this one is addressed to a person by the name of Gaius. John starts out his letter, as normal letters would start, praying for his health and hoping that all goes well for him, and just telling Gaius that he's doing a good job and all. So the first main point that he mentions is that he's telling Gaius that he should send out missionaries, funding them financially and sending them off spiritually and starting their journey. Even strangers, should just send off people as long as they're not part of one of the groups he had mentioned in 1 John called, what he names them as the deceivers. And they're a group of people who left the early church and are teaching false teachings and that saying that Christ isn't the Son of God and isn't the Messiah. And so John is kind of warning against them, but also telling him that he needs to be able to trust people and, spiritually know which ones to send out. So he also mentions something there, and he needs to tell them not accepting things from Gentiles, which kind of confused me at first, because in Acts we were told that we were supposed to, send out the good word, the gospel, to the Gentiles as well. But thanks for the footnotes in my ESV, I found out that John was referring to the Gentiles as non-Christians, not non-Jews. So he was using that as a term for don't accept gifts or things from the Gentiles, which would mean the non-Christians. That way they wouldn't be seeing Christianity as a ploy for personal gain. So they wouldn't be using their Christianity to gain other things from the non-Christians. So this is where we kind of hit the middle part. And John mentions a person by the name of Diotrephes. Diotrephes, who knows how to say that. Anyway, who is called out for not really accepting his authority as the elder, as he's mentioned in the beginning of these 3 letters. So Diotrephes was ignoring what John had said about sending out missionaries, and actually was standing in the way of sending out what John called the brotherhood, and just not accepting those who were coming, and was kind of trying to stop them. And top it off, actually, he was kicking people out of the church who were trying to accept them. So really, he was being a total crappy church leader. But verse 11 here, John really turns it around. He says, "Beloved, do not imitate evil, but imitate good. Whoever does good is from God, and whoever does evil has not seen God." So John mentioned this kind of to tell Gaius not to do to Diotrephes as that Diotrephes is doing to other people. So this verse can seem like such a small commandment, but it's something really hard for us to actually do. It's pretty much saying don't do evil to people who are doing evil. And so it's saying don't take revenge on him. And so Romans 12:19 right here very helps us out. It says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." And so John kind of wraps up his letter like that, saying that he wishes he could come and see them all soon, and he will try and help deal with the matter of Diotrephes when he's there. So kind of what John is saying here is, to recap, is first he tells Gaius that he needs to spiritually and financially send out more Christian missionaries to spread the word everywhere, as long as they're proclaiming the true gospel and not teaching people false teachings. And then he mentions Diotrephes, and he explains what he's doing is not right, and kind of tells Gaius not to follow in that, and don't imitate what Diotrephes is doing, but imitate good instead, and make sure he's following the true teachings. So that's pretty much what it was that John 3 was trying to tell us. And so I'm going to pray now. Dear God, thank you for today. Thank you for what a lovely, what a lovely day we've had here. Thank you again for technology that we can be using stuff like this, to record videos and send it to people, even in this time of like panic and pandemic. I pray that everyone can be staying safe in this, and I pray you give wisdom to the people who are in charge to make the right decisions to keep us all safe and have this, I guess, be over as soon as possible. I pray that everyone can learn something from this in your word, that something can stand out to every person. You can speak to them in your own way. I thank you again for just allowing us to be able to do this, keeping everyone safe. In your name, amen.